But four types. Is anyone? This is e-disc work, if anyone's familiar with it, which is extended disc. Now, disc is four types of energy styles, behavioral styles. So you have your Myers-Briggs and things like that are more personality types. So they are, you are an IFMG or whatever it is. That's who you are. Problem with that is it can pigeonhole people. Like for me, I'm not great at details. I'm a big picture dude. It doesn't mean I'm not good at, I can't get good at details or I shouldn't do details. It just means I shouldn't be looking at my budget at 8 o'clock at night and going through the spreadsheet, right? I do details when I'm clear-headed and I have the energy. At 8 o'clock at night, you want to talk about big picture, I'm done. I don't need much energy for that. I can do that. For other people, they're like, whoa, too big a conversation. Can we have that at lunchtime or something when I'm more aware? You just need to know your strengths and weaknesses. And the whole gig is about becoming a more well-rounded person. That's my belief. You don't have to take it on, but you're given gifts and there's other things you need to work on. And that's just what I think. So then you have what is influencer, like your typical salesperson. You've got, how am I going to write this? What's C stand for? Yeah. That says compliant. Can you guys see that problem? So 4 different types of personality. All of us here will generally be a different hue, as a cool word, of 2 of them. 2 of this, 2 of that, 2 of whatever, right? Now, again, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. Now, long story short, this is huge, right? I'm doing like a 5-day training or something on this later in the year. So this is the business owner, the bull that you would know that's just driven and drives and pushes to get everything done. The influencer is that extrovert, as most of us here would relate to, is generally the influencer or the salesperson. They're bubbly, they love going out, chatting with people. The definition of an extrovert is someone who gets energy by socializing. Doesn't mean they don't want to be alone. As an introvert, they get energy by being by themselves. Doesn't mean they can't go out and be social. It just means they can't, they don't do it. When they're tired, they need to go home and chill. Like Teals. When I'm tired, if I go out to a party, I know the extrovert in me, after 10, 15 minutes will come out. I'll buzz my way through that party and then just crash when I get home. But I can do that when I'm tired, right? But when I'm tired and I spend all the time by myself working into details, that doesn't serve me. Neither is good, neither is bad. It's just got to know where you're at. Stability. This is your therapist. My wife's a physio. They like to help people. They think of other people. They like stability. They like security. This is compliance. Your professor, your scientist, your accountant, that type of stereotype. Now, they have different convincer strategies. You need to know who you're talking to. If you try to close a stability, an S-type, on the first go, you will piss them off. That's disrespectful, right? They're multiple times convincers. They need to meet you today. They meet you today and it's gold. They love what you're doing. They won't buy. They need to go away and let's meet again and talk. And then they need to go like at least 2 or 3 times and then come back and go, okay, now I'm comfortable with you. I can make a decision. Now, if this is you, you're sitting there going, oh, that's what I do. Most people aren't aware of this. The D, the driver, the dominant person, if you meet their criteria, ask for the fucking business. Because it's disrespectful other times. Like you walk away, they're like, you idiot, dude, I wanted to buy. Or generally they'll be the ones that go, okay, that's enough, let's go. They don't mess around, they push through. Someone got a question? Oh. Influencer. This is me. I'm a combination of these 2. This one. If you show me that you like me, or there's a little bit of fun involved, and you meet my criteria, I'm done. Like I have this thing in my head where I'm like, well, actually, what else do I need to know? I don't need to know anything. All right, there you go, done. The compliant person, you need to meet certain criteria, but they need to see you a few times as well. So you need to know, like sometimes you don't just close on the spot. Like if you're sitting there with my wife and you're like, well, but hang on, so we've met all the criteria, like, why don't you want to buy it? Like, are you not an action taker? Like, because now, you know, we've only got 3 of these left. And really, you know, we know that's your problem. But what else are you going to do? You want the solution. Like, shouldn't you move forward? Don't you want to solve that problem? All this type of shit that people use. In her head, she's thinking, fuck off. And I ain't coming back to you. And I'm not telling any of my friends about you. Whereas I think of one of my old bosses, and I'm looking at doing some sales training with him. I just go, it's this, and that. Cool. He's like, yep, all right, done. So why would I screw around? And if I go into all the details, because this is big picture, these are details. Like your therapist cares about your details. Your accountant cares about your details. I don't give a fuck. Let's talk about how we're going to solve the world's problems. I'm over here. So why would I go to one of these guys? Like if you go down into the details, my eyes will glaze over. But you need to do that here. So like I said, a whole other thing to go into, but that's convincer strategy. So, excuse me, go easy on yourself when you get to closing someone and they should move forward and they don't. Just know maybe they're on this side. You need to talk to them another couple of times.